there, fellow viewer, my name is Gabriel, and today I'm going to be divulging the top 10 young adult contemporary books that I want to read. Before I start, I want to say that I am super skeptical about venturing into this genre for a very simple reason. Actually, the only contemporary books that I've read were books that some people actually said were the best young adult books ever written. That just set my expectations so high, and the books just, I'm sorry, I could not. Just the books didn't connect with me, and I'm really hoping that these 10 books are the right ones to get me pumped for contemporary, because this is a genre I could very well become obsessed about. Number 1 on my list is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is just so self-explanatory. Literally everyone says, this is me, this is you, this is everyone on BookTube, a fangirl. I love how Rainbow Rowell took this made-up word that accurately describes every single one of us and made it into a book that everyone says is so relatable and is just so well written. The characters are humorous, the plot is awesome. She's an actual fan fiction writer. I cannot wait to dive into this book and see what the hype is all about, see why this is so good, so relatable. I'm really hoping to get this book read in 2015. Number 2 is none other than our Book Invader book of the month, I'll Give You the Sun, written by Jandy Nelson. Quick side note, everything on Book Invaders, which is my book club, is down below. And in case you are interested in our read-along for January, which is this awesome book, a book that everyone says is exceptional, a book that is well written, a book that has deep characters. The thing that most excites me to read this book is that it's about twins. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I have a sister, and relationships between siblings are really complicated. A book that portrays that realistically, a book that has this much hype and isn't even focused on a romantic relationship, but a brotherly and sisterly bond, is just, it deserves the top place on my list. Number 3 is another novel by Rainbow Rowell, and that is Landline. I am just so interested in this book. Just the concept is so touching. A couple who is falling apart and are reconnected by why and how and when and where they first fell in love. It's just, it sounds super interesting. I've heard some mixed things about this novel, but I am still willing to read it. This thing where she calls her husband when they first met, it's really good. It's, as you can see, one of my top most wanted contemporary books. Book number 4 is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is another book that has such a good concept. It reminds me of Pretty Little Liars, but the girl who disappears is actually nice and lovable, not Allison at all. This girl leaves her best friend a list of things that she has never dared to do, and basically she has to do it all in one summer, I believe. It's something so simple, but it sounds so original. A lot of people say this book was one of the best contemporaries of 2014. I really want to read it. Yeah, that's my number 4. Number 5, a book also by Morgan Matson, Amy and Roger's epic Detour. I really want to read this one because it's the perfect contemporary. It's a road trip contemporary. I have no idea what happens, but basically this girl Amy is on a road trip and she meets this guy Roger. It's their epic detour because maybe he's hitchhiking. I have positively no idea how they meet. I just know that A, a lot of people like it, B, the summary is interesting, and C, I want to read it. Yeah. Book number 6 is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I have absolutely no effing idea what this book is about, because everyone says this is how you should go into it. When there is this much hype and mystery and good things said about a book, it's because it's good, it's because it's well written, because you can connect to it, and I just really want to know what this mystery is, why everyone talks about it so secretly, why I should go into it without knowing a thing. I'm really excited to read this. I am really thinking about picking this up in the summertime because this just feels like a summertime read. Book number 7 is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. The only thing that I don't like about this novel is the title. First time I saw the title, whoa, what is that? But all of a sudden, every single booktuber, I mean, every single person started talking about this book and how good it was and how it was in Paris and how it was a love story, and just, okay, I want to read it. It sounds super awesome. It's like, I believe she's going to study abroad and she meets a guy. What people love about this book isn't the premise or the summary. What people love about this book, in my understanding, is how lovable the characters are and how Stephanie Perkins writes. Everyone says the highlight of this contemporary is exactly that, their relationship, and I really want to read it because after the deception of The Fault in Our Stars, I really want to read a good, happy love story between two teenagers that actually ends well. And yeah, I really want to read Anna and the French Kiss. Book number 8 is The Statistical That title. Book number 8 is The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. I have been interested in Jennifer E. Smith's books for a while, and I love that they matched multiple of her books into the same cover design. It's just, that's awesome. It makes me want to buy all of them. The one I'm obviously most interested in is this one because it's set in an airport. My childhood, I spent hours on end in airports and airplanes and traveling, and it's a pretty close topic to me. This book takes place within 24 hours. She meets a guy because her airplane is delayed, and no, it's not Red Eye. He's not a psychopath killer. They get to know each other better. There are really mixed reviews about this book because of Jennifer E. Smith's writing. When a topic is close to me, I just kind of ignore other things. I really want to read this book because it's set in an airport and it's contemporary and it's more of an adult contemporary, but I really don't mind venturing into that. I have read some Nicholas Sparks books, which I actually really liked, so I really don't mind if this is a more mature themed book. I just know that the setting is what really draws me in. Number 9 is If I Stay by Gail Forman. I recently watched the movie adaptation for this and I really liked it. My favorite part of this movie was the music. I have mentioned sometimes that my father is a musician and they portrayed the love for music so deeply and so well. It blew my mind watching this movie, and that made me really want to pick up the novel. People say that in this case it's better to watch the movie before you read If I Stay, so I'm kind of prepared for the book. I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to it, maybe not even this coming year, but I just know that one day I want to read this book. And lastly, number 10 is After by Amy Efaw, and this is a book I have heard literally no living soul talk about, and you probably haven't either. The premise of this book is that our main character has killed a person. It's what happens after, hence the title. I saw it on Goodreads, and just this summary, it's amazing. We aren't given a reason why she killed the person. We aren't given her age or her social status. We aren't given absolutely anything. All we know is that she killed someone. This book portrays what happens to her after this action. That just really draws me, and since you probably haven't heard of it before, I will leave a link to its Goodreads page down below. I really recommend you check it out. It's a really interesting summary. So that was it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of the video. These are the top 10 contemporary books I want to read. There are definitely others, but these are the ones that I feel are going to make me fall in love with this genre. I want to know your opinion. Which of the books I mentioned here was your favorite? Which do you think I should start with? I know I'm going to pick up I'll Give You the Sun this month, but after, what do you recommend? If you want to see more of me, then please click subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Until my next video, goodbye!